Welcome everybody to another round of World of Tanks subscriber replays. My name as always is Maxwell, and today's first video is from the user Vasa Smashvik. That's Vasa Smashvik, excuse me for my awful pronunciation, and he is driving the IS-3 on an encounter battle on the mines. IS-3 being a tier 8 heavy tank for the Russians. This thing can be a bit of a beast, so sit back, relax and enjoy this video. One little announcement about this replay in particular, it's not the most current version of World of Tanks, so there may be some minor changes and glitches that you see on this map as a result. Once they show up, I'll point them out and explain why that is happening. But just be aware that that is... yeah, that's not the most up-to-date version of World of Tanks, this replay, so there's going to be some weird glitches on the map. So onto this replay, Vasa going to be heading to the hill. Being a heavy tank, he's able to stand here and probably take a bit of a beating. The T-71 got here earlier, although he is taking fire from the far left-hand flank there. You can see there's that STA-1 and the... well, I was going to say the Stewart, but he's dead now. Oh, very nice shot on that A44. Sets him on fire and takes him out. That is kill number 1 now. Still under fire from this STA-1. Although it looks like he doesn't quite have the penetration to be able to get through the front armour of the IS-3 here. He is kind of a little bit hull down as well. So if the STA-1 wants to get a shot on him, most of the shell will probably land on that turret. But just going to wait for this STA-1 to fall back a little bit from behind that rock. And he's going to try and get a shot on his rear drive wheel. Unfortunately, just about puts that one over the top, so not getting any damage on him. Although the STA-1 has dropped back even further now. I don't think he realises that he can be seen quite so clearly. He's going to realise in a second, though, as he takes a huge hit through his side there. And he's just going to have to advance a little bit further forward in order to be protected. Kind of caught between a rock and a hard place at the moment. If he backs off too far, he's going to take a shot on the side from Vasa in the IS-3 here. If he advances too far forward, then that Super Pershing and that 100 M1 is just going to batter him in the face. So really, he's just got to try and hang out as best he can and not fall back too much. But then again, if they advance too much as well, then Vasa's also going to be able to get a hit on them. He's been very patient here, waiting them out. I probably would have moved off by now and gotten bored, but nope, being very patient, knowing that if he just takes his time, his opportunity should present itself. STA-1 takes a shot in the face, starts to back off, but then decides against it. Nope, there he goes, backs off and gets an okay roll through his side armour there, and the Super Pershing comes in to finish him off. There's just this 3001D here, and the Super Pershing is also able to finish him off as well. So the left-hand flank all dealt with. It's going to be the time to head down the hill and plant one on the face of that 110. Just to kind of say, look, I'm here. I'll give you a bit of a bloody nose if you try and push around this corner. And then with the left-hand flank totally won, and the KV Fortress kind of sat in the centre there, knows that he's safe to advance across the hill here, and hopefully try and get some eyes on the cap circle, although the KV4's now been eliminated. But like I said, they got the guys on the left-hand flank to try and ward off that 110. Vasa just coming into the cap circle now as the enemy team has more than 3 tanks here. Starting the base capture, gets a very nice shot on that Jag Tiger 88 there, able to take him out. That does a nice little job of resetting the cap, but now, unfortunately, the enemy knows that he is here. And although he gets a brilliant shot on that T25-2 and resets the cap again, got to make a decision now whether to go for the IS-6 or the KV-1S. Switches sides and decides to go for the KV-1S. Probably because the KV-1S is a softer target, and probably if he can get the damage onto him, he's only 1 shot from death. So goes for the weaker target, takes out the KV-1S, picks up kill number 4. That's 3 kills in quick succession for Vasa Smashvik. And he's able to reset pretty much all the cap by himself there. Now he's going to come onto this IS-6, which for some reason is just presenting all of his rear armour to the IS-3 here. So obviously he gets taken out in short order. And then that evens up the score nicely at 11-10. But Vasa's not having any of it. He's saying to himself, I'm not going to go for the cap. No cap, kill all. and heads across to the mountain here to try and take out this 110. One hasn't got a shot, but the 110 is going to drop down off the mountain now and track himself. Just hits the side armor of the IS-3 here. Going to take his time on his shot here, get alongside, make sure he puts the shot through the side armor. Then he's going to try and keep his front armor pointed onto the 110, try and take as little damage as possible. Luckily, the 110 just hits his gun, and that's not really going to be enough. Just being careful here as he knows the 110 does have pretty good armor, so he's just trying to find a weak spot, which he does, and he's able to pick up kill number 5. And that just leaves a couple of tank destroyers and an artillery piece. His teammate's still going for the base capture here. But looks like he's going to find out the AC. The AMX punches him in the face a bit. Gets a decent chunk of damage, but Vasa's just able to come in and ram him and pick up kill number 6 and a well-deserved Top Gun medal there. Allied team still going for the capture here. Although it looks like someone's being a pal. The IS-6 has moved out of the cap circle now, leaving just that T-3485 in there. Finds the enemy's Hummel. Going to try and put a shot through the fence here, which he does indeed, and picks up kill number 7. And that just leaves the Flat Panzer left still on full hit points. And not really sure what he's been doing in the base this whole time, because the base capture's been going on. But Vasa's able to put an end to his game there, and that is an end to the game in general as he picks himself up a monster 8 kills, 4,000 points of damage, and really just absolutely wrecking people in that cap circle. So absolutely awesome replay there from Vasa Smajvik, showing us the power of the IS-3. So thank you very much for sending that replay in, and don't forget to stick around because as always the score screens and another game are coming right up. And our second replay of the day is from the user Cool Hand. That's Cool Hand, and he's driving the BDR G1B on an encounter battle on Ruinberg. BDR G1B being a tier 5 heavy tank for the French. This thing, not the greatest of armoured vehicles in the world. Obviously, it being French doesn't have fantastic armour. The French tank's not known for being well defended. Well, a couple of them are, but most of them not really very well defended. But what the French tanks did have, at least in history, were some of the most advanced tanks in the world when World War II kicked off. And this thing kind of carries on that tradition. It does have one of the highest alpha, I think it's the highest alpha damage of a heavy tank at tier 5. If we just take a quick look at that, we have penetration of 135 and a damage of 240. Excuse me. So that one just easily outstrips a lot of the other tanks at this tier. So this thing's really able to wreck somebody's face if given the opportunity. So this being an encounter battle, Cool Hand going to come to the cap circle and overlook this thing. I don't think he's going for a cheeky early cap. Doesn't really have the armor to be able to pull something like that off. But what he does have is the cannon to be able to catch someone by surprise. Looks like this DW2 may be making a beeline down the road. Nope. He's done the smart thing and just stopped short there. Pulled up and tried to defend the centre. Looks like nobody else is really coming around this way. So Cool Hand going to advance a little bit further forward. Going to see if he can get his gun on target down this road. And maybe catch this DW2 by surprise from the side. As a Wild Panzer 3, 4 and Churchill 1 appear. DW2 desperately trying to back off to get out the line of fire, and he gets taken out, no problem whatsoever, by Cool Hand, who picks up kill number 1. The thing that this gun does have, though, although it has great penetration and alpha damage, it has a very long reload of 10 seconds. For its tier, that is a punishing reload, but as you can see, it's able to do good amounts of damage. Just sneaking a shot past that Matilda Black Prince onto the Churchill Mark 1 there. Just trying to eliminate him from the game, unfortunately just leaving him with about 14 hit points. So he's left with this Matilda Black Prince here, so just going to pound down on him instead. as you can see, all of those guys focusing on the other tanks that are coming down the side street there, which is allowing Cool Hand just to lay shot after shot onto people. One thing this tank does have nicely is just moving his turret there, stop people getting a shot on his weak spot. Oh, a little bit unfortunate there to leave the Black Prince, the Matilda Black Prince, with just 2 hit points. Although it looks like nobody else has the penetration to finish him off, so it looks like it's going to be left up to him. And no, gets a really unlucky ricochet on the Matilda Black Prince there. So just going to have to wait for his gun to reload and try and finally finish this guy off, who is just... There we go. Finally picks him up and picks up kill number 3. So with the tracks being so large on this thing, you do get a little bit of RNG luck every now and then that your tracks just seem to eat shot after shot that normally would have done damage, but because you've got such large tracks on this thing, they just all of it just gets taken for module damage. Gets a very nice hit on that DW2 to set him on fire, but unfortunately the SU-85 just comes in and sneaks the last shot in to take him out. That leaves the M4, who has no idea that Cool Hand is here, not really paying attention. But to be honest, the M4's really got nowhere to go. He's just flanked on all sides by the Allied team. He's had his shot now, and that's the end of his game. As Cool Hand picks him up, and he becomes kill number 4. So the enemy team not doing particularly badly. I mean, they're only losing by 1 kill at the moment. It's 9-8. The problem they have is the guys who were left in the town were getting flanked. But now all of the Allied team are kind of bunched together in the central area around the cap, and that's going to leave the enemy team, if they're smart and play carefully, they can then flank around and take them on from all sides here, as they've evened up the score nicely at 9-9. Unfortunately, this Stuart's going to have no luck whatsoever with an AT2, and he gets himself taken out and becomes kill number 5 for Cool Hand. And that just leaves the Matilda, that M3 Lee, and that T49 in the north there. There's a couple of other guys, but haven't really seen them at all, so don't really know where they are. AT2 going to lumber forward in a slow, methodical way. And Cool Hand going to follow in behind with the firepower. Finds a T28. Cool Hand just going to cut around the back of this AT2 and go and try and get some shots on the rear armour of this Matilda. As a Matilda can be a tough customer, but he's able just to take him out no problem whatsoever. The T28 switched his focus, which allows his ally in the AT2 to move up, and we see the rare occurrence of finding a T28 front on rather than side on. You find that 95% of the time when you face a T28, you'll take them on side on for some unknown reason, when it's got that really long profile. But finding the rarest of T28s then, but able to take them out, and that's kill number 8. And that just leaves the artillery. Although he could really be anywhere on the map. But at this point, to be honest, he's probably just sticking around his spawn location. Around about, he's going to be in the J's and the K's there, 8, 9 or 10. So everyone just dispersing to try and find him. Unfortunately for the Allies, well, not unfortunately, but it looks like the guys in the cap circle are going to be stubborn and not give this one up. But to be honest, if they haven't really achieved much else in the game, they're probably going to want to go for the cap points at least, so they get some XP out of the match. And to be honest, everybody who could get an award has pretty much gotten an award. Cool Hand's gotten himself a huge amount of kills there. So just going to let this one wind down, and that's going to be GG. I don't think they're going to find the artillery with a few seconds left on the clock, and indeed, it's not going to be the case as the Allies finish the base capture, and that is GG and the game. So absolutely awesome game there from Cool Hand in the BDR G1B, picking up a monster 2,500 points of damage, 8 kills, and just doing some real work here, just wrecking people's days and really putting the hurt on the enemy team. So I hope you enjoyed this set of subscriber replays. Don't forget, if you've got yourself a good replay where you make some amazing plays, pick up a fantastic game, then please send that to replay@screenreality.com. Link for that is in the description. If you enjoyed this video, leave me a like or favourite and stick a comment in the comment section below letting me know exactly what you thought. And if you're not already, then please consider hitting that subscribe button for more content like this in the future. I have been Maxwell, this has been World of Tanks, and I will catch you guys next time.